So please, as succinct as you can, identify the key issues. How are we going to address that particular issue? So, and that we'll then discuss all together when we have the presentations. Thank you very much. Our time starts now. Okay. Again, like I say, I'm a Democrat. Some people say tea is waiting. That do you want to just be working and taking tea and continue with your work, or you want to stop everything, take the tea first, or you want to finish everything first, then take the tea before the presentation? So we have three options. Tea as we walk, stop everything, take tea first before we resume. Finish what we are doing, take tea before we do presentation. Option one. Those for option one, please show by raise of hand. Option two, please show by raise of hand. Option three, show by raise of hand. So the first option had 2 people, the second option had 3 people, the last option had 5 people. So we go for the last option, that we'll do everything finish before we... Yes, that we do everything finish before we go for tea. So tea for the next 45 minutes. You are welcome. Just 2 of you are protesting.
Okay. Can we just have the tea quickly before we start? Let's have it very snappy. So let's have it very snappy. So come. Our Muslim friends have just started fasting. I hope Hello, ladies and gentlemen, as with the breakfast, please lend me your ears. We have only 3 groups. We have 4 sectoral groups in APBN. Unfortunately, the other sectoral group, nobody came from that. What we call the communications. Nobody came from that place. We have engineering and environment. I will ask Architect Benebo to chair it, but you get your secretary and you decide who will do the presentation. As the chairman said, Professor Damen will head the medical and health. And again, you find a secretary and whoever will do the presentation. We have the richest group because this one is finance. They collect all our money and they store all our money and they choose when they want to give us. They give us. Professor Olarewaju will chair this group. And I hope you are not going to be as stingy as Central Bank because money now. Incidentally, as almost getting to a month now, I've never touched any currency. I've not seen currency. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give this as a background. We all say Nigeria is bad. And truly Nigeria is bad. But it's not enough for us to say Nigeria is bad. I believe one of the important groups in this country that can salvage this country is the professional. If we just decide to be professional, our conduct, what we do, can change this country. And if we do nothing, I can assure you this country is doomed. This country is doomed if we sit down and do nothing. We got a lot of lectures yesterday. I want to emphasize self-governance. Self-governance simply means a profession is done by that profession. Nobody comes to dictate to that profession to do what that profession does. And you heard what the first speaker said yesterday. She even talked at individual level. Integrity. Even the way you dress can show that this man, there is something different about him. The way we conduct ourselves. So I want us to look at these things very properly. The first statement there is when you brainstorm, have all these professions exhibited the characteristics of a profession? That is very, very key. If all of us are able to behave as professionals, at individual level, we will begin to change this society. I want to emphasize, if professions and professionals don't come to the rescue of this country is doomed. We will never get anywhere. So let's look at all those statements and please come out with something practical. This is not for academic arguments. You look at it, you come with practical steps that APBN can take. After this, we intend to go to different places. I will just give you an example. There are some professionals who want to be very professional and insist that something must be done. Let me take those of them in the civil service. If you are not careful, you are going to lose your job, isn't it? You will lose your job, and that weakens professionals and they go and compromise. Even in private, the company may say, this guy is causing obstruction for us. How can we protect people who want to insist on being very professional wherever they find themselves? Let us look at these things critically and let us be as practical as possible. One area we are going to go with resolutions here is the office of the head of service. We don't want any minister to come and dictate to a professional what to do. No, it's none of their business. We just we cited, what do you call it, pledge, national pledge. That national pledge, did any of us pledge to the president of Nigeria? Did we pledge to any minister? We pledged to Nigeria. And therefore, we are serious that we do only what is lawful, what is right, what is ethical. No minister should come and force any professional to do what he believes correct. So let's come out with ways that we can protect ourselves. And I believe APBN should be able to have its nose everywhere, professional, who decides to be very professional in his conduct and advice and services, whether in government or in private. We should come to protect him. Otherwise, you just see, I was just told by somebody who gave advice. The politician just came and said, we don't want this, your own. And they wrote what they wanted. That must not happen in this country. Only professionals, only APBN can work hard. If we don't do that, then we are doomed. I wish us very good brainstorming. I just want to give this as a background that whatever we are going to do, remember, everybody is established by law. So you don't get your authority from the president. You don't get your authority from your employer. Your employer only gave you a job, an assignment. But the authority to do what you are doing, you get from law. Even the president derives his authority from law. Let us put that at the back of our mind and see how we can insist on being professional. The law behind us. I will give you a practical example with myself, and I want us to understand this context. I retired 6 years ago from government after serving for 35 years. But up till now, as I talk to you, my establishment refused to send my record of service to PENCOM so that I can get my benefit. 6 years after. And you know the reason? He is too stubborn. I stepped on toes. And they said, okay, they will see. And up till today, I've not gone to beg them. I've refused to go and beg them. Let them do whatever they want to do, but I must get my benefits. Now, and the reason was simple. They will insist I do something, I will put it in writing, I will not do, and I will give the reasons. At one time, they even went to the governing council and met, and they took a decision to terminate my appointment. But they knew I will fight it to the end. So they couldn't write the termination letter. But they are now, so it's not going to be easy for us to insist that we operate professionally. There's going to be a lot of pressure. That's why we should also think, how do we protect people who want to be professional from their employers, including government? And one of the things we are going to do from here is we are going to meet the head of service with all the resolutions we are going to do to begin to make sure we influence the schemes of service and the public service rules to respect laws and professionalism. So let us be very, very thorough in our brainstorming and come out with even if you find it difficult, it is our job to go and fight politically. Laws can be changed. Laws can be reviewed. So let's not look at ourselves in a fashion. We have authority to do what we do from law, not from anybody. You don't pay allegiance to any human being. We pay allegiance to the country. Let's keep this as we do our work. Thank you very much. I'm sure everybody has finished eating now. So brainstorming starts now. Thank you. We don't pay allegiance to one being. We pay allegiance to and let's keep this we do our work. Thank you very much. So everybody has finished. Brainstorming starts now. Thank you.